Hello there. Uh, it is I. It is I, Theo. Why can't we see your eyes, Theo? I don't want to show you my eyes today. But why not, Theo? Because the eyes are the window to the soul, and I don't want you to look at my soul today. Why is that, Theo? I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, so yes, I do have a double chin. No, I don't want to show you my double chin. Why not, Theo? Because I'm ashamed. Why is that, Theo? Because I know that there's like a lot of it implies a lot of issues, and I don't want to deal with that right now. Okay, so shoot, I just showed you my eyeball. There's my eyeball. That's it. That's all you get. Just want to make sure the camera's properly on my face, properly capturing the face. So anyway, I just great news, everybody! Breaking news. I just witnessed what lies beneath. What lies beneath what, Theo? Beneath my lust. Sorry, what? Yeah, my lust. Your lust? Yes. That's so hard a concept. Well, it's not talked about a lot. It is, but it's usually like whispered, or it's like once you're developing like a bond with somebody, and you want to talk, you want to let off some steam, then you talk about it. But it's not like publicly talked about. Like no politician gets up on stage and says, "I want to talk to you about my lust." That usually doesn't go over very well. But privately, it is talked about. And I know because I've experienced it. Anyway, I'm going to talk about it publicly on this YouTube video. So anyway, I was scrolling through the YouTubes as you will, as one does, as one is prone to do, and I saw this thumbnail of a woman who is scantily clad. Okay, scantily clad. You know what that means? It means there's not a lot on her body. And I saw that, and I'm like, I want that. I want what I'm seeing. I want that. If she was here, I would be very happy. If she was here, scantily clad. If some of what she's clad with could be removed, if she could be unclad, if she could be uncleed of what she's clad, of what's cladding her, then I would have no opposition. In fact, I'd be eager for that. And then I realized I can't have that because she's not here. And for as long as I remember, no such similar experience has been activated. You know what I mean? Like, I've not had an experience of a scantily clad woman who I'm attracted to in my proximity, in my area, in my areola, right? And so I'm like, oh, that doesn't feel good. And then I'm like, let me not have this feeling. Let me masturbate, right? Anybody knows what Theo, don't talk about that. Anybody knows what masturbation is? Well, for a man, typically masturbation involves like pulling up and down on his penis. I don't know if I said that. Did you hear that when I said it, or did you like go? Did your mind wander as if you didn't hear it? I said the word penis, and I talked about the action of masturbation just now. I expressed what masturbation is for a man. Okay, and usually there's an orgasm that occurs. Hopefully, one can only hope, right? Now, for a woman, it's different. Okay, there might be insertion, But I think a lot of it really is stimulation of the clitoris. Did he just say that? Is this video made for kids? It can be. I don't know if I don't think it is. I don't think I ticked that box for my videos. I think it's not made for kids, but it could be. Theo, that's blasphemous. I want to talk about that instead of the clitoris and the penis. Let's talk about how blasphemous you are and how you're bad, so I don't have to deal with the other stuff you're talking about because I don't want to think about it. Should I say it again? I think we all understand what's happening. I think we're all on the same page. Hopefully, if you're not, go take a sex ed class. Anyway, I was thinking about why don't I go ahead and just masturbate? And then I'm like, but that's what I do all the time. Like I always do that. I feel this bad feeling. Like the scantily clad woman is not here. I have not had a scantily clad woman who I'm attracted to in my areola for some time, in my proximity for a period of time. And by all appearances, that won't happen for the foreseeable future. And that made me feel bad. You see what I'm saying? And so what I thought is I could go and look at some pornography, or I could fantasize about a woman who I'm having sex with, maybe like a spirit or something, I don't know. But a lot of times it's a woman that I know. I could fantasize about her and masturbate to that idea. But I'm like, I do that. And then I orgasm, and then usually afterwards I don't feel good again. So I temporarily feel better with the masturbation and the orgasm, and then I feel bad again. And so instead of masturbating, I decided to go and try and do other things. And this bad feeling just kept being there. And I'm like, why is it still there? I don't want to I can masturbate, but I know what that is. I don't want to do that again. That doesn't solve it apparently. I've been doing that for 20 plus years. So then, what did I do? Then, what did he do? Thea, what did you do then? What did you do then? I realized that I had a feeling. I realized that this feeling was stuck with me, that I couldn't have this woman or any woman. And I realized that I feel bad about that. I mean, I feel bad about it, but did I really feel bad about it? I started feeling really bad about that. And I'm like, why is that? And I'm thinking, like, there's this, like, I'm reaching a crescendo point. Yesterday, I listened to this song on the radio called Torn, and it starts out with a woman talking about a man who doesn't, who isn't meeting her expectations, meeting her needs. You couldn't be that man I adored. You don't seem to know or seem to care what a heart is for. And I don't need you anymore. And this is a slight tangent, but can I just say, like, every woman song about a man, primarily in my view, this could just be my view, but I think I'm right, is like, you suck, you're not man enough for me. And every man song about a woman is, oh my god, you're so gorgeous, I want you so badly, you're so amazing, you as a human being are so wonderful, and I will spend the rest of my life wanting you. That's a lie. Just saying. So it's all kind of screwed up. Anyway, I listened. Theo, don't pick your nose on the video. Wait until after the video. Theo, don't don't drop what you've picked. There wasn't anything. It was just itchy inside of my nostril. That's it, people. That's all. Okay, stop it. Anyway, so I actually felt the feeling, is what I'm saying, and it's. I listened to the song "Torn" yesterday, and now I'm here thinking about. Actually, I kind of feel bad about myself. Like I can't. Like I don't deserve to have a woman in my life, and here I am, fucking heterosexual over here. Like here I am, just being heterosexual all by myself, just existing heterosexually. You know what I mean? Just I'm just occurring. I was just. What were you doing today? Well, I was occurring, and I was existing, and I was being, and I was being heterosexual. Theo, why were you doing that? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know why I'm heterosexual. I don't know. I could have been homosexual, and it ended up that I was hetero. I don't know. If I was homosexual, I mean, men are so sexually like freaking charged, right? Up, right? I could probably have sex with men. I could probably be having sex with a man. But being that I'm heterosexual, I don't like having sex with men. I like having sex with women, but I don't want to have sex with women because it's so scary and horrible and frightening to have a relationship with a woman. Well, Theo, maybe you need to go to a therapist and talk about that. Probably. Anyway, it's just interesting because this is something Jesus and Mary talk about. I heard Mary say this the other day. Like women don't want to feel their fear, and men go around wanting to be sexually gratified all the time. And I'm like, that's not true. And then yesterday, I'm like, I think about all the women that I looked at, like parts of their body, sizing them up, seeing if they're like, seeing if they're my material, seeing if they're up to my expectations. And I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, I guess that is true, that I do want to be sexually gratified. So, I mean, there are like 7 women yesterday. I was going around the city and just looking at women. Oh, there's a woman over there. I wonder if she is gratifying. I wonder if she meets my expectations of a woman's body. So that probably doesn't feel good to hear if you're a woman listening to this. Anyway, what was interesting is that I proved something that Jesus and Mary said, which is that you gotta. I have a really serious worth issue when it comes to women. I feel really unworthy of women, and I think a lot of other men do this, and I don't think I do this, but instead of feeling their lack of worth, they go and do everything they can within reason to have a woman so that they don't have to deal with those feelings of unworthiness. And I'm not saying that I dealt with those feelings of unworthiness, but for a moment I peeked behind what's behind that lust and I chose not to masturbate. And it's funny because I'm like, I literally felt this. I was like, this is fear that I feel. Why am I afraid? Because I'm getting more accustomed to the feeling of fear, so I'm getting more familiar with it. I'm knowing what it is more, and I realized that is fear. It's just a whole whopping, you know, it's just a whole heap of fear. As I was like trying to like distract myself from my feeling, I was it was only more noticeable. That is fear. That's fear. What am I afraid of? I don't have that woman. I don't see myself having that woman in the near future. It would be nice, but I don't see it happening because partly I don't want it, and secondly, I don't know. There was a second, but I forgot. But yeah, and it feels really bad somehow. Also, I don't think she would love me. That's the other thing I think. Partly I don't want it, and secondly, I don't think if I was with a woman, she wouldn't actually love me. She would do all the woman things. She would nurture me. She would maybe give me sex occasionally, but she wouldn't necessarily love me. She'd like having me around, but she would not love me. And so that wouldn't be nice. Like, what's the point if you're not going to be loved, you know? So, yeah. I thought that was really cool. I don't know if anyone else can appreciate how cool that is to notice something to, because I think that's the first time that I've really noticed it. Like I normally, like, oh yeah, well, I listen to something that Jesus and Mary say, and I'm like, well, that might be true. Have I experienced it? Not really. Not that I know of. Do I know it's true? No, but it could be. It might be. And then I see it. I'm like, oh, it was true. And I'm like, that's cool. I wish I had teeth and a more slim body. Anyway, um, that's about it, really. They're right, as far as I could tell. As far as I could tell, and I gotta cry a lot more about it. I don't know if I will, but I feel like I'm moving in that direction. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Maybe it'll be freaking another decade or centuries until I deal with this. But I don't know. Masturbation doesn't seem to cut it. Doesn't seem to cut it. So that's it. That's all. Bye bye.